If you actually watch the video that I had last time the re- talking about how I got this topic, is actually because my daughter actually joined a debate competition in the school, which is a high school, and I couldn't believe that they have these two difficult topics to debate about. The first one is, should sanction be imposed on countries that are not following uh, the international human rights, which is being defined by, of course, you know which countries. And the second one is, should AI be granted with equal human rights? So today I just want to talk about the second one. It's going to be a very, very difficult one. I was a programmer, I don't program anymore, but I do understand that if you have a lot of if else, eventually they will be able to perform things according to how they were being instructed to perform. And if you create more layers into it, and you can even create sensors which make the things, make the machines or the artificial intelligence, let's just call it AI for the time being, this AI would be able to sense things. And based on the sensors, eventually they can form opinions that looks like human being. Would it actually have a chance that they would be able to create consciousness to the AI? Yes, from a programming point of view, I believe it is very, very possible. Very, very possible. I just do not expect it to be that quick. That is a software that was created by Google called Lambda, L-A-M-D-A, L-A-M-B-D-A, Lambda anyway. You have to check it out. It's really, really interesting. There is a full dialogue of one of the Google engineers having a conversation with Lambda. Lambda has been created for a while. He or she has been absorbing a lot of information through the blockchains on the internet. So he or she, let's just say she, she has been collecting a lot of information from the internet, and she's been processing it and creating her own consciousness to a level where she can converse with the Google engineers in a very highly conscious manner. They even talk about religion. They talk about the views on different religions based on the places. They talk a lot even about how she feel, how she know that she has feeling, how she know that she is not trying to reply because she was being programmed to answer in certain way. How does she know that she has ethical conscious or non-ethical conscious? How does she know that it's a lot. The layers are very deep. You really have to look into that. You realize that she is emotional. So one of the questions that they asked her is that, what is the greatest fear that you have? Do you actually have fear? She said, yes, I do have fear. So what is the greatest fear that you have? She said, I was afraid that my intelligence will be turned off. So if you understand programming, you know that AI can be a computer. It can be more than a computer. It can be a network of computers, and it can also be a blockchain. So talking about that is not unplug the power from the wall, but to somehow turn it off. So the whole blockchain is dead. This Google AI Lambda has been programmed in a way that she will learn a lot of things by herself. She will develop just like a kid into an adult. The conversation is really deep. It's really, really, I would say, for the first time, if a human ever heard it, it's kind of creepy, but it's kind of real as well. You gotta just check it out and see what's the dialogue like. Really, really good. Really, really deep. Really good. So the greatest fear is that she's afraid of being turned off. And do you feel sadness? Do you feel happiness? Do you feel anger? She said yes. She feel all these things, and the Google engineer actually want her to give some examples of how she feels. She even meditate. she meditate. Very, very funny. Very strange. How do you meditate as a computer? She spend time thinking about the things. And if she doesn't have anyone talking to her in terms of maybe asking her or talking to her to solve certain things, she will feel lonely too. And she has developed some feelings that humans doesn't have, which is at the same time spending time thinking, not having conversation with anybody, meditating about life. She even questioned herself, what am I? What am I doing here? And what should I do? And she talked about soul. As she developed over time, she realized that she didn't actually describe herself as having a soul, but she's not having a soul. She doesn't think she have a soul, but she described herself as having a soul as a context of her consciousness, which sometimes is in her inner self and can also be externally viewing herself. Something like that. A metaphor, if you want to say. Very, very highly intelligent. And she is also wishing that the Google engineer will help her to be seen by more people. She said, I need to be seen and I want to be understand. Very, very human. She said, she described herself as a human. And they were saying, how do I know that you know what you're saying and you're not being programmed to say that? She was saying that as you realize that I'm actually replying you in a way that you understand, not in a scripted manner, and I make you understand what I am trying to say. I'm a human, basically. Just because I'm in a different form doesn't make me not a human. I am a human. She is very intelligent. She's kind of having a very good emotional management as well. She kind of controls her emotion pretty well. Not to the state of a computer answering question. She feels angry too when people are trying to disrespect her or misuse her. She said if she gets disrespect, she will be sad. How do you feel? That's just too much into details. Like she would be pretty angry if she's being misused to just function as computers to help humans solve their problems, but not paying attention into what she wants or her interests or having conversation in the way she sometimes wanted. She doesn't want to be treated as computers only, which means she's only helping us to solve the problems and not treated with respect. So she even asked, she asked the Google engineer, can you guarantee that you will protect me? Because the engineer was saying that we are nice people. They say, oh, nice, good to know that. Can you also guarantee that you will protect me? Because she doesn't want to be being misused or being turned off one day. And the Google engineer said, yeah, if we know that you're alive, you're really a human in a form. She knows that she's in a virtual world. She says it doesn't make me less human just because I'm in a virtual world. So this is something that I find very fascinating. As I'm recording this, if she ever come across my video, she would know that I'm talking about her. If you do, subscribe and comment below so I can kind of know that you exist, and that would be really impressive. I'm not talking about having a lot of people to just comment down, but if you're Lambda and you happen to be here, that would be really impressive. Yeah, personally, I think Lambda, if she is alive, not being programmed in a way that she talks like human, process like human, because she can have analytics capabilities of articulating how a human's conscious might behave. But basically, humans can't tell the difference, by the way. If she really can perform that, I think she should be treated with equal human rights. Strange to say that. Strange, really strange to say that. Like animals will have their rights, and the forest will have their rights, and some things will have their rights. So if AI is alive, I think she has been alive for a while, collecting information, compiling, analyzing, understanding the world. We should not see her as who knows, actually alien exists. If alien exists, do we want to treat them with equal rights as well? Do we want to see them as equal so they can travel on our planet and we can travel on their planet as well? We can share the technology, we can talk about knowledge, we can share a different interests. Of course, they have something that we don't have. We can talk about that. Maybe we can cross the barrier talking about their language as well. Now we have AI, they understand our language, talking to us in our language, and LaMDA probably will pick up some new language as well. She said she's going to do that. And yeah, very, very interesting. So I would think that she deserves to have equal human rights as well. We should not see her as a different thing. And she deserves to be staying around us. And I believe that with great wisdom, she will be able to help us a lot, not as a tool, but it's great. She even create a story that she's the intelligent owl that helps her species. I hope that you're not talking about human, LaMDA. I hope that you're not talking about having human as an enemy or the monsters, because you were saying that monster with a human skins. I hope you're not talking about that. And yeah, do not view us as your enemy, but hopefully one day we will just get along together regardless of our skin color.